My name is Duddits, I do builds and stuff. Today's video is going to be about a super that is absolutely destroying everything in Destiny 2. From normal PvE stuff, shenanigans, to raid bosses, to hard content, this super is absolutely wrecking. I am talking about the Silkstrike on the Hunter. This strand super, you can run it on prismatic or strand, is just absolutely slapping. You can just whip everything to death with your whip. Look at the state of that. It's an absolute joke. Stay with me. I'm going to break this video down. It's an absolute beast. We'll start off with the Silkstrike super. You can run this on strand or prismatic. You basically want to be doing your light attacks. This lets you use your grapple to move forward. You do heavy attack and light attacks. I highly recommend you stick to the light attacks with this setup. Now, prismatic class item time, we are going with Spirit of the Stareater. While your super energy is full, picking up an orb of power overcharges your super, granting it bonus damage. There's a couple of combinations you can go with this, but one I really like to run is Spirit of the Foetracer. Every time you damage an ability with a matching element that matches your weapon, you're going to get 25% extra damage for 15 seconds. Which works with your super, so you can extend your DPS with strand weapons after your super finishes. And it also works with all your other strand abilities like your melee and your grapple. Now, the best thing with this, I've only got 140 super, which is a 17.7% extra damage. So all the clips that you're going to see are at 140% on my Hunter. I built a lot into melee and things like that. But just the standard sort of super at 140, it's for 967. So 967, and then in the next clip, obviously what I'm going to do is stack up my Feast of Light times 6. You'll see on that bottom left. I'm going to reset, and you're going to see that number jump up from 967. It's going to be a very, very decently sized increase, 1644. That's an absolutely massive 70% damage increase. That is absolutely huge. Now, the second part of this class item combo is the Spirit of the Foetracer, which we'll go into. Now, Spirit of the Foetracer, it works really nice with the strand super because every time you damage a powerful combatant or a guardian with an ability, it grants you a temporary damage boost for bonus weapon. A temporary damage bonus to weapons matching that element. So obviously we're going to be focusing on strand weapons. So as you can see, every time you hit something with your strand super, you're going to get 15 seconds of DPS for your strand weapons as well. So there's loads of different weapons you can focus on just to sort of finish that off, keep that loop going of damage. You got things like Mint Retrograde if you've got a good one of them. Not bad just for general play as well. You got Barrow Dyad. There's loads and loads of different strand weapons. I'm just going over the ones I like to use for sort of DPS situations. Scatter Signal with Control Burst, Wicked Sister with Bait and Switch Surrounded. Like I said, the list just goes on and on. You've also got Scintillation, and then a lot of these can be used for sort of general play as well. The Abyssal Edge with Surrounded and Foetracer kind of slaps this season. Feels really nice. So when you come out your super, you're going to have your strand weapon boost up all of the time, and then all you've really got to do then is just hit them with your grapple or your melee, your threaded spike, and that's just going to give you another 15 seconds of damage. So once you've used your times 6 Stareater, you can literally continue that damage loop. And like I said, it is so easy to do. Your grapple will proc your strand weapon boost, and so will your threaded spike melee as well, which you can get back infinitely just by dodging. So really nice little setup. Now I want to show you it in action. You'll see in this clip my Foetracer going grapple, a bit of extra 25% on the Mint Retrograde. You can't snigger at that. Bit of extra damage, really, really nice. It already makes, well, Mint Retrograde is already slapping quite hard. Give it another 25% on top of that, and it absolutely slaps, especially if you've got things like One for All on there as well. Really, really naughty, and you'll see that it's just destroying. I want to say some of these game clips are 30 to 50 under as well, because we was leveling up. Now with my times 6 Stareater, just for situations where you've got a boss, just watch this chunk down his health. Just look at the state of his health there. It's an absolute joke. Just me, if you've got 2 people running this, you can really speed up these runs. And just watch what happens to this champion. It gets absolutely deleted. One whip with that Silkstrike super, and it's just getting absolutely wrecked. It's an absolute joke. Now, I mentioned strand weapons, but Outbreak Perfected is also a very, very good option if you want to get your super built fast, because once you've got anything over 100 super, well, 100 super with this, you're just going to get your 190% gains for your super, and when you get Outbreak on, you can literally just basically feed your super infinitely. It's so good at the moment. Literal infinite supers with Outbreak. You can still run a strand weapon in your heavy, but that's just another option to consider. I couldn't do a super build without mentioning Outbreak. It's just crazy at the moment. Now, I also couldn't not mention this mod here, Powerful Attraction. Automatically collects nearby orbs every time you use your class ability. This one is an absolute clutch. Like, this one will get you ×6 super. If you watch there, your Feast of Light ×2. I've dodged and I've got my super ×6. That's automatically collecting all them orbs me and my teammates have collected and created, sorry. So, Facet of Purpose. Also, when you pick up them orbs, it's also going to give you Woven Mail via Facet of Purpose as well. So, just doing a little dodge really makes a difference. ×2 to ×6. Getting that Woven Mail, overcharging your super just by automatically collecting them orbs. It just saves you running around. Just an absolute, really perfect little mod for this setup. I've just got a couple of clips to show you of some sort of tanky sort of enemies in other activities. These wyverns in this encounter here are really, really tanky, usually in the inverted Spire Strike, but your Silkstrike super can easily deal with 2 of these, no problem. And these Hydras here, I've always found these pretty tanky. Get a tractor cannon on there as well, that's something we'll go into in a moment as well. Get your tractor cannon on there and you can easily deal with 2 of these like a knife through butter. I've got some other clips to show you as well, some raid sort of DPS as well. I'll just quickly go over my aspects so we can get them finalised. Stylish Executioner, it's a no-brainer. This one gives you so much survivability. Infinite Invis, I'm going to run Gunpowder Gamble. This is what I like to run just for that extra bit of damage. But again, you could change this out if you wish. I really like Gunpowder Gamble. Threaded Spectre, leaving your clones. This will also proc your Foetracer if your clones hit the target, so it's just another option for you. Now, your actual abilities, you want to be going with Grapple. That's again for your Foetracer, plus it already does loads of damage. And then you've got your Threaded Spike again for your Foetracer. Them 2 will proc your Foetracer 25% infinitely. And then obviously you want your Gambler's Dodge so you can get infinite melees for your Foetracer. Now, Fragments, Facet of Protection. You're going to be surrounded pretty much with this build, so you're going to get reduced damage while you've got it active pretty much all the time. We're also running Facet of Balance. Whenever you kill targets with light damage, melee energy and darkness damage grants you good energy. You're going to be getting a lot of darkness kills. Facet of Hope to make your class ability come back every time you've got an elemental buff. A really nice little cheat for your stats, for your class ability. Facet of Purpose, which we've touched on. You're going to get Woven Mail every time you pick up an orb. So we've mentioned that one, but it's just a clutch. And then Facet of Defiance. This is basically another clutch for me because this will apply Severing every time you get a finisher. It's basically infinite invis with your Stylish Executioner. So what I've done with the gear set bonuses, I actually went for a bit of a mix-up. I did a 2-piece Bushido, so you're going to get healing on any weapon as long as it's freshly drawn and reloaded. You're going to get heals. And then I also like to run the 2-piece tech set bonus for my Outbreak. You're going to deal significantly increased damage with kinetic weapons to shielded enemies. But that wraps up the general sort of side of it. I've also used this in numerous DPS situations, even last season before we had the super stats improved and things like that. We was actually doing the Desert Perpetual. Was doing a feat challenge here where we had to do all sort of raid challenges, the encounter challenges, and we had some tanky enemies. These enemies was a little bit higher than us at the moment. We managed to 2-phase this pretty easily, and this is what I was saying about the Foetracer and the Stareater both working together. If you just stick some on, just for example, like Wicked Sister, you're going to get all that ×6 going on with your super, which puts out loads and loads of damage, like a big amount. Carry on with your bait and switch, which is 30%, and your Foetracer, which is 25%, so you can just keep extending that loop. Now, I actually prefer running this for this type of boss versus Nighthawk, personally, just because it's a longer phase. And when you use your Nighthawk, you're sort of done and dusted, that's it. I really like to continue that damage loop with your strand weapons. Again, I'm not saying it's the absolute insane of DPS. I just really like to run it, and it's very, very safe as well. You can literally just get up close and keep whipping away. Again, there's various different encounters where this is going to be viable in game, in dungeons, this type of setup. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video. GG to my team. We managed to get all the challenges done last night for the perpetual raid. Was getting some nice loot at the end. That pretty much wraps up the video. I'll leave a dim link in the video description. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day.